I'm going to record this, just let you know this is going to be recorded. All right, so let's look at this for today's free online lesson. What we're going to look at is that we're going to see how we can do a 3D modeling with Formit Pro. If my voice is not clear, that I can change it or I can do something about it. And also if let's say that my line is not working fine, just let me know also on the chat board. All right, so let's get started from here. So what is a Formit Pro? So Formit Pro here, I have the same function if you have previously used SketchUp. So it's looking like how you do the inside the SketchUp. We are modeling those massing inside this Formit Pro as well. So you basically bring your 2D drawing and then you pull out inside the Formit Pro, and then you can start modeling and from there for your 3D modeling. And then okay, so Formit Pro is basically to transit from 2D drawing into the 3D. The Revit here is that you want to pull out from your Formit Pro, you can do that to the Revit if you want to transit from 3D to the BIM. So again, Formit Pro is basically to exchange your model, to develop your model, your drawing from 2D to the 3D. And Revit, then you bring your Formit Pro to the Revit to change from 3D to the BIM. All right, so let's get started from here. This is going to be pretty fun. I like doing this. All right, welcome to Robert, and welcome to, I see that's so you. Let me just change this to Formit Pro. All right, so this is the interface of the Formit Pro. You have the option here. The Formit Pro, you can work inside this software. You can also use your Formit inside the website and also using the iPad. All right, so let's get started from working with the Formit Pro here. This is where I have my model. You can see that on the down below where I lay out with the map, and also this is the drawing, the massing drawing basically. You can see that this is the medical center. So it's very, very quick and very easy on how we can use it. Let me get started from here. Okay, so you can see that on the top here where we have all the tools. This is the drawing tool. All right, so this is for Formit Pro, starting for the beginner. So basically, I'm just going to talk about how we can use it for at the beginning surface, but it's very easy and it's very useful. Here you see that this is all the drawing tool that you can access, and then you use it to draw. And then this is what we have here for more on the analysis. So we're going to look at more on here for today. So this is where we're going to start drawing. All right, so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go to this site where I can find all the other kind of tab, the layer, properties. All right, so you see that as I'm moving through all these tabs, you can find their name and what kind of the tab on here. Yes, Formit Pro is included inside the AEC collection. So let me just share my screen because it's not being shared with the screen. Right. You see that as I'm moving, you can find what are they from here. Okay, so this is the properties, this is the material, and then this is the layer. So let's get started from here. I'm going to check on this layer first. And if I click on here, okay, this is not being assigned. I want to draw another one building here, the outpatient block. To do that, let me just first hide this building so I can see the rest of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the new layer here, and I'm going to rename this. Let me rename this to the block A. All right, and then after that, when we click on this building, you can see that the selection on no layer are being assigned for this building. So I can just click and then assign them as a block A. All right, and then after I click on the hide, those buildings are being hidden. All right, let's get started building the outpatient block here. So I'm just going to go create the new layer again, and I'm going to rename this, just rename this outpatient block. All right, that's cool. All right, now I'm going to use the tool on the top here. This is where we can start. This is for primitive, for drawing tool here, this create sketch. we have line, you have the rectangle and other kind of the curve here. So I'm going to use the rectangle. And after that, I can start drawing. Let me just draw from this point here, over here, up until here. And then it goes all the way to this side. Yep, barely there. You can also bring your drawing, your AutoCAD file into this if you want to get started. And then after that, I can drag from here. When I click on this space, I can drag to the top or to the bottom, just like how you do inside the SketchUp. So let's say that I want to get it around, let me get to 7 meters here. I type in on my keyboard, and then this tool option will come up for you to input the dimension, and then you can just click on enter. All right. Now let me go from here. I'm going to have the offset so that I can have the wall. I'm going to right click. When I right click, this option can pop up. This is for if you see the creating group and other kind of base, align, or array, the modification tool you can find from here. I'm going to choose offset here, offset face. I click on that. And then after that, you can see that we can offset the face of the line the face that we select just now. So I'm going to offset this by maybe 400, 0.4, this one. Oh, hi. Welcome, Amir. We just get started from here. All right, so you see that I have offset on that. Oh, I forgot one more thing is that I just want to go and group all of this. To do that very easily is that I can just hover over here and I right click using the tab. Okay, so when I hover to the tab, it will select what kind of element that we want to select. So here you can see that I'm changing tab one time, and then one time again, and then one time again, and then one time again to select the whole things that connected. So I can just right click again and I can make it as a group here. All right, let me just move this. All right, so you see that those are in the group. When I move, everything else is moving. All right, so let me just go again, edit this one, and then this one I'm going to pull it down so that this can be 7 meters just now. All right, that's it. And then after that, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to go again, click on this, the block that we have created just now, and I'm going to assign this to operation block. So basically, you created your geometry and then you ensure that you click them back to assign them with the layer that you want them to belong to. All right. So over here, I'm going to click on the block A and the operation block. So that is the block that I have. It intersect with that. But before that, let me just add another one here, the roof profile. So I'm just going to go again to rectangle. So this is where we can access all the sketch tool. Rectangle and select this point. Oh, this is not good. We select this point, and this point. Then right there we have it. Oh, we just go again to have it inside the group. All right, so I'm going to do this one by 7 just now, and I can have the new rectangle here. All right, so I'm going to click again on this space, and then I can bring them down by maybe 0.5 meter here. And then after that, in order for me to have a connection here, the intersection here, the geometry here, what I want to do is that I'm going to go to the top here. So this one, the advanced geometry tool. So you can select that one, and you can see that we can either intersect them, join the geometry, or we can cut those geometry. And then there are other kind of tools, geometry tool here. So I'm going to select join geometry here, and I select the first one, and then the next one, the one that I want to join, this block, and I click on a finish. Here, that's connected. So you can see that they are now as a one. When I hover here and I select them, it's as a one block here. Let me just edit slightly setting here. All right. Let's go back here. What I want to show you is that for the level, inside this Formit Pro, you can actually define which one level of them, and then we can see that they are cutting our masses here with the level. To do that, okay, I'm going to select this block first. And if I go to the properties tab here, I can see use level. So when I click on this, okay, so you see that those levels are being created. And then you can see that we can check what kind of the level that we want to use. And then this is their elevation from the 0. And then this will be at the level 2, we have 4.5 meter from the ground here. So if, let's say, I want to change those height, I can go to the level here. This one, the level, all right? So this is where we can change them. So let's say I'm just going to delete this one. So that will be the ground, and then this will be, let me put this one level 1, and then this is level 2. And I want my level 1 to be from the ground at 3.5 here. Okay, so you can see then the line that cutting our masses are going to go up. It's going down. All right. So it's going to move according to what we want for the level here. All right. So that is, let me just change again for the level 2. I'm going to have a level 2 around 9.5 ton. That's cool. All right. After we've done that, let me just go rename this another one. This will be the. Okay. What I want to do now is that I'm just going to go and add some more geometry. Okay. To do that, let's go draw some more profile here. If let's say I want to have the run, the terrace here, the profile for the terrace here. So what I want to do is that I'm just going to draw using, let me choose this rectangle again. So you can see that we can work on the plane here. I just want to show you, I can drag, and then I can drag which one, just like how you do inside the SketchUp. If I want to work at the X axis or Y axis from here, or Z axis there. But if let's say just I want to have a perpendicular by 90 degree here, I can just zoom in slightly bit. Okay, I can also use my on the keyboard. I have the keyboard on the keyboard where I have the option to select the shift so that it will be perpendicular. Let me just go again over here and then over here, and then if that's not really nice for me, let me just go bring them from here to maybe somewhere around here, and I'm just going to change the position slightly bit over here. Let me just use again this tool. This one all the way there. So you can see that we want to draw them. There are the guide grid that can help us. So I can just draw from there, and then that is by 90 degree. And then if I hold on my keyboard, I can keep them coming by the 90 degree. Let me find first the point. Okay, I'm just going to put that first, and then I can just drag all the way, maybe somewhere by 9 meters. All right. Now I'm going to do is that this is pretty much like how you do inside the SketchUp, how you draw with the SketchUp here. So I'm just going to draw some more detail than that. So you can see that whenever we connect to the next point, it will automatically create those shape for us, and then we can also delete whatever line that we don't want. So let's say that this one also, if you want to offset them, right click, and then you can find the offset button. Right. For this one, what you're going to see is that I'm going to show you how we can use the array button. All right. So from here, let me just quickly do the profile here. So you can use this and then connect to the next one line. And I can also go slightly bit on the other side here, where I want to also add another one line on the bottom. This is very fun when you want to model inside the Formit Pro because it have no constraint. It allows you to draw anything that you want. Definitely, as compared to if you are using the Revit, whenever we are drawing something that is complicated, there will be lots of error. But definitely, it might not be inside the drawing, inside this Formit Pro, it might not be correct as what you have on the site, and then there might be a lot of the area in terms of the interference or some of the coordination. So you want to ensure that you bring back to the BIM software and then build the BIM software itself. So from here, I'm just going to add another kind of the thickness here, so that will be 0. I would like to have a 0.5 here. That's nice. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to show how we can use the array button. Okay, let me just select everything else here. So if I click on the tab, that will select everything. So when I click on that, I can group them together first. Let me check. That's good for me. And then to use the array button, similarly, if I click on this icon, right click, and I can find over here where I have the array button here. So I click on this array, all right, so I can specify the distance or length between the copies. So I'm going to click on the length between copies, and then I can specify how many array or copies that I want to have. So let's say that from here, I'm just going to have around 9, and I click on enter, and I click on the distance I want to have. Right, so let's be around 2.5 here. Yeah, that's creating some profile for us. So that overlap a bit with the build that we have. So I'm going to modify slightly bit here. Let's pull them back. All right, so that is pretty much using the array button inside the Formit Pro. So when I hover here, another one thing here is that for array button, they are working as a group, as a nested group here. Means that I'm just going to modify that one. But before that, I just show you how what I mean by they are working as a group is that if I click on one and I want to edit one, the other are also being added because they are nested together. If I can see that one, let me just choose a better one. All right, so we're going to modify slightly bit on this. I can use again this tool, and I can just drag this to the top. So just let me know if you have any questions on the using the Formit Pro here. Another one kind of function of using Formit Pro to integrate with the Revit, okay, is that you can also create your families inside this Formit Pro, and then you import them into the Revit. So you can create your own kind of furniture, if you want to have your furniture, or let's say that you want to create you have your own design of your door, you can create inside this Formit Pro, and then you can import them into the Revit. All right, that's fine. Bring another one square here and put on all over that. Right. So you see that they are working as a group whenever we do any. This might be the parent one, so that's not modified together. All right, so that's good for me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you for material. So we have go for a very basic geometry design, and then we have also seen a couple of the geometry function inside this. What I'm going to show you in the next one is that to assign the material to this model that we have inside this Formit Pro. So over here, let me check if I have my material turned on. No. So if let's say that you can, so this is here. So let's say that if I close this material and I couldn't find my material tab over here, so what I want to do is I can go to the window, and then I can turn them on from there. So let's go back to our material. Hi, welcome to you. We are now trying to assign the material to the model that we have inside this Formit Pro. Okay, so what I want to do next is that I can just, you see that I can select any kind of the materials that I want to use from here. This is the one that we can create it. So if let's say I want to use first from the material sample here, the material library that we have, click on those material sample. Some of the material sample that have been included inside this Formit Pro. So let's say that we're going to use this brick. Let me click on that. Let me see what we get from this brick. All right, that's it. I have a lots of brick options here. So let me just choose one, maybe the brick English here. Okay, so when I click on that, it will bring to the palette here in Sketch, the one that we use in current Sketch. And then when the point, you see that this icon coming up from the material that you choose, that one is you are selecting, and then you can paint them. You can assign them to the shape that you assign them. Right, so for instance, that one, I'm going to assign to the wood here. Let me just rotate slightly bit. I think you guys will get motion sickness from my rotating lots of key. Sorry about that. We just go quickly and assign the material here. Selecting this, double click, and then it's still not selecting. All right. Okay, so you see that because it is in the inherited families, when we modify one, all of the other will also follow. Right, another one here. Yep, that's good. That's nice. All right, so that is assigning the material here. So let's say that I want to create my own material. You can just go on top here and then create a new material. Here the material editor that we can create our own. Let's say that I want to import the texture, that the images texture that I got from my own desktop. Where is it? Let me just click again on the texture. All right, so let's say that I want to have the checker here, and then you can import, you can assign the color also for your material library here, and then you can name the material that you have created just now. You can also do some transparency. If let's say that is a process where we want to reduce the transparency, then you can do that. I'm just going to click on OK from that. So let me just show you, for instance, if I put on the block over here, the material that I've just created just now, let me just double click here and then put on the checker of this material. All right, that's good. Yeah, that is pretty much the one that I created. Okay, and another one here. Okay, just now when I mentioned that we can also create the furniture, or you can also use those furniture back to the Revit. But here I'm just going to go to my content library, where I also can find all the content library that I have. You can either export your Revit furniture into the sketch, into the Formit Pro here, or you can also do the backwards Pro, is that from the Formit Pro to the Revit. Otherwise, they're working similarly. So if I click on here, and then I have two options, either from the content library that we have on the sample here, or I can also access from the Autodesk docs. If you put all your material library, content library from the cloud. Okay, let me just use the sample here. I'm going to put on maybe so far would be good. So I pull them out, and then you can see that here. And then I can also rotate them, okay, at the position that I want to. So let's say that is around here. So that is the one that I've created. But there are some more here. Okay. Okay, so you can also link your content library here if you have your own content library, and then add the new one. So let's say that from here, I want to link to the one that I've got from the Revit. Let me just drop into my Autodesk Revit program. Autodesk program data here, and then I link to the Autodesk Revit library, where we have all the kind of the furniture library that we want to use. You click on the select button, and then you can click on OK from there. And then from there, I can access if I want to from here. So that might take up some time for them to load. But otherwise, that is if you want to load to your Revit libraries, you can do that from that. All right. So now what I'm going to do, the last thing that I'm going to show for today, let me check from here, is that I'm just going to show you on the navigation here. Is that for the Formit Pro, if you go to the view top here, we have the top view. If let's say you love working on the top view, on the top view here, you also have a 3D view. Just now that we used the top 3D view. So if you need to have from the elevation, you can also find them from the elevation from here. So this is basically for the view. You can also have the orthographic view if you want to for your submission, for instance, but basically it's much more on the 3D view. So you are doing this for your 3D view documentation, not for the BIM documentation. That is why I want to highlight on that one, using the Formit Pro here for your 3D documentation. All right. Also here, just now when I mentioned that we can also use on the web. Okay, if you go to the top here, okay, by having this collaboration, someone else can actually access this file from their desktop, okay, from their web, from their web, and then they can collaborate on the same file. So if, let's say, for instance, if I click on the collaboration and then I click on the start collaboration session, all right, and I click on the start session here. Let me just get the link, and I'm going to paste this link inside the chat board, inside the chat, and then you can try to open the file from your website. It's going to take a couple of minutes here. Otherwise, if you have any question, just feel free to let me know. I'm also going to show while we're waiting for those links to be showing up. That's the link. I'm going to copy the link to the clipboard here. And I'm going to paste inside the chat board if, let's say, that someone else wants to work on the same file here. And then you can see that over here, it shows Formit Pro Autodesk session here. So it is a public link at the end here, public. So if I click on this link, it will open, all right, the model on the website. Oops, reloading. All right, just click yes, joined. Okay, you just need to have signed into your Autodesk account. And then I'm just going to show you on the web. Welcome, Anis. We're just going to show on the last one for the collaboration here. Okay. All right. So you can see that under the collaboration here, it will show whoever has been inside those collaboration sessions. So for instance, here, I'm working with my own staff here, collaborating with my own staff, and then I can edit also my model, the model that have been shared with me from here. I can make any adjustment, and if, let's say, for instance, if I make adjustments to this model, right? So Formit Pro is basically just now Anis joined us, so I'm just going to introduce a bit on the Formit Pro. It's basically Formit Pro here is how you do inside the SketchUp, where you can drag them up or down, and then you can also assign the material here for the model. It's very convenient to work with this Formit Pro. So just show you, this is now we are doing the collaboration between me myself from the web with the software. So I'm just going to drag it to 0.3. All right, that's cool. I'm going back to my Formit Pro here. So you can see that on my desktop, those has been also been created. So is that if you want to collaborate, you can also do that if you are working with more than people, and then we can easily track any user inside those models. So this gives you the privacy and also security on the model. I think that's pretty much on the beginner side of starting up with the Formit Pro. Feel free to use it. Feel free to try it on your desktop. I think let me just share on this Formit Pro. Is it for the website? It's completely free. Let's just show you. So if you have AEC collection, it's definitely within your AEC collection. So you can see that now I show you the difference between Formit Pro and also Formit. So basically the Formit here is a free, get it free. Formit Pro is the one that we paid. That one is also included inside your AEC collection. So the difference between these two is that for the Formit here, this is only on the web browser app, or you can also access from your iPad. So basically what you need to have at least Autodesk account to access those on the web. All right. And if you want to use on the software, this is from the Formit Pro. I think that's pretty much everything on the Formit Pro for the 3D modeling. If you have any questions, just feel free to let me know. And then if let's say that you want to learn more and also to learn, just feel free to contact me as well. I can try to assist you from there. All right. If there is no more questions, I think I'm going to quit for now for our free online lesson. If everyone is good and don't have questions, I'm just going to let everyone go from here. Thank you everyone for joining us on today's free online lesson. I hope it is informative for you. All right. Thank you, CCW. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care.